So let me loosen the drape here because he's going to have to move his leg. So I don't need the full drape. What is happening here? Okay, there we go. All right, so when you do iliopsoas, now if you're not comfortable with this, totally fine. Okay, so when you do iliopsoas, remember that this is deep in the inner pelvic. I'm going to teach you to do the lower portion. There is a way to do the upper portion, but it's side lying. Hair in my mouth. And so we won't cover that today since this is supine. First thing you're going to do is find ASIS. Okay, from ASIS, right? You got to palpate through the sheets. Find ASIS. From ASIS, you're going to go in a little bit towards the belly button. So for most people, that's going to be in and up a little bit. And I'm in the soft stuff. I'm in his belly. Okay, I'm not too close to the belly button because I'm not trying to go through the guts. I'm trying to come in and around. So I'm going to find ASIS, come in a little bit, slightly at an angle. I'm going to angle my fingertips about 45 degrees up. Okay, and I do this with fingertips. This is kind of the only way to do this. There's really, you could do it, but this is going to involve more tissue because it's more of a broad surface. So fingertips up. He's going to take a deep breath in. When he exhales, I'm going to start to push in. I'm pushing towards the spine. So I'm kind of going in at an angle here. And I'm almost riding along the inside of the pelvic bowl, right? So if we see our little model right there, yeah, Ricky, put your knuckles on the ASIS. Yep. So I'm going right in along the bowl there. Yeah. That's where iliacus and that little string of psoas is coming across. So that's where I'm headed. Once I get in deep enough, the other thing is go slow. Go with the breath. So when he inhales, I'm not pushing in more. It's only when he exhales that I get a little deeper. I'm just going to give him a second. Now the movement is going to be going into hip flexion, hip extension, but I don't want him to use his psoas, and you will feel it. If they use their hip flexor, if they use their iliopsoas, you'll feel it pop up into your hand and almost push you out. You don't want that. You want them to use their hamstring. So he's going to dig his heel into the table, and he's going to start to flex the knee, but keeping his heel pressed. This is going to force him to use his hamstrings to curl that knee. And he's going to keep that heel pressed and go straight again. So I'm getting hip flexion, hip extension, but I'm cheating and making him use his knee flexors instead. Go ahead. He's going to go through a few repetitions. You might feel that psoas kind of twitching around because, again, he's trying not to use it, but it's really hard. So you'll feel it twitch a little bit. Go one more time. 3 to 5 reps is usually enough. Each time you may find that you get a little bit deeper. Good, and then relax. And then I usually like to finish with a little bit of friction. So I'll kind of curl my fingers and press against this inner lip of the bowl. And I just friction back and forth. Notice it shakes his whole body. Because I'm literally at the core of his body. Good. So basically, a little bit in, but think about staying close to the ASIS as you go into the pelvic bowl. It's kind of like this motion right here. I'm scooping in. I'm not just going to drive straight in towards the spine. It's kind of down and in towards that, almost like the SI joint. I'm just going to ride the ilium to the inside. If you're unsure,